Welcome to the podcast, Hazel. So, to start it off, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I originally started this account whenever I went to SAS. I'm on social media. I'm an influencer on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Student Action Summit in July, and I met a couple people, and I met Charlie there. I've met him before, but I met him, like, I got to really know him there. And I kind of told him about, like, my dream about starting, like, being an influencer. And he was like, go for it. Go for it. Like, this is, like, there are no regrets. You would rather not want to have regrets than anything else.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what, I'll do it. And it was really slow at first. I was maybe 100 followers for 1 month, and I was so excited. Also, I was so excited because I was like 100 followers, and it was like people I didn't even know. And I spread the truth of the gospel. It's what I mainly focus on.
Okay.
I focus on my testimony. Also, I'm not sure if y'all know this. I used to consider myself non-binary, and I was really in the devil's hands. And I met Jesus face to face, and he freed me from that. And I really like to focus on anti-trans youth and abortion and all these major topics, but specifically anti-trans youth, because I almost went through. I was this close to going through hormone therapy at 14 years old.
Wow.
And all I want
crazy.
now is to be a mom. And if I went through that, I want to be able to be a mom. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll maybe want to talk more about that. So tell us, how long have you had your social media account, and how long have you been at work?
Maybe 5 months now.
Okay.
I would consider this I have 2 jobs, and I consider this my 3rd job. So
Okay.
I'm a very busy person.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And so you met Charlie. He inspired you a bit to do this and put your word out there. What else inspires you?
My parents, I guess. I feel like that's such a generic answer, especially since you guys, this is your dad.
Yeah.
But my parents are my number one supporters, and I've always been super political. Even whenever I was a liberal, I was super political, and I've loved politics. I want to work in politics one day. That's my goal.
Okay.
And so my parents have been super, super encouraging me, and that's making me want to take a step up. And it's also my spiritual gift. Which is revealed to me last summer, leadership and boldness, which makes me really want to proclaim the name of Jesus and proclaim truth. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Love that.
Nice.
Is that what led you into politics?
The Lord?
Yeah.
No, no, it wasn't.
Or was it your parents?
No, it was social media, actually. Whenever I was a liberal, I just I saw all the Trump hate on my TikTok, and I was like, gosh, he's a terrible guy. What a racist homophobe. And so I was like, there's no way he could be president. And eventually it was social media that was telling me oh, maybe you're not a girl. And all these adults telling random kids online that maybe you're not. You shouldn't, if you're not comfortable in your own body, then maybe you're not as this certain gender, which is so weird to tell to 12-year-olds who are going through changes in your body. I mean, y'all are still going through changes.
Yeah.
It's normal for teenagers to be uncomfortable in your bodies.
Yeah.
And to push more uncomfortableness to make them take certain steps.
That's
how
crazy.
How old were you when you were seeing this on social media? Did you have a phone when you were pretty young, or?
Yeah, 12.
Okay.
12, 13,
Whoa.
14.
I still don't even have a phone.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with not having a phone, actually, because basically everybody I know who has gotten a phone has kind of gone insane.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and Max, you're 12, so
Yep.
that'd be like you having a phone. And so you attribute some of the issues that happen with you as related to getting on social media?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
If I wasn't on social media, none of my past would have happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Social media is so dangerous for kids.
What happens, do you think? You just get trapped into an algorithm, and then you watch a couple things, and then it just feeds you more of the same stuff?
It's absolutely the algorithm, because whenever you watch one video, you like it, they just show more and more and more.
Yeah.
And even if I accidentally liked it, I just kept seeing more and more and more. And then eventually I changed my style, I changed my room, my friends, then my pronouns, then my name, then all this stuff. Just a big domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Wow.
so,
That's crazy.
so then you went down the route of non-binary.
Oh my gosh.
What age did you decide you were non-binary?
I think that was 13.
13.
13.
You're
yeah.
like, I'm non-binary.
Yeah, and I was
young.
I was
That's
going to go
insane.
through the process. I had friends that knew people that were going to give me stuff without my parent consent.
So your parents they're not supportive of this kind of.
Oh no.
Okay.
But they still loved me unconditionally, which
Sure.
because my parents are Christian.
Yeah.
And so they're fundamentally unconditionally going to love me.
Yeah.
No matter what. And they really showed that. and it's
Wow. So many questions, but what made you want to, because you can, as I understand non-binary, you can be non-binary, but you don't necessarily have to change your gender makeup or take hormone blockers or cross-sex hormones. So what made you want to do that?
social media. It was social media.
That's
I didn't
unbelievable.
even know what I didn't even know what non-binary was until I saw social media, and I was kind of like, well, I don't want to just like go into a guy, so I guess I'll just be they them. And it was just like,
Oh,
and I just
so like a ambiguous figure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
I was your age. That's crazy to think.
Man.
What ultimately pulled you out of it? Sounds like faith,
Oh my
but
gosh,
tell us more about that.
Yeah, my parents were so scared down the path I was going through. They eventually they did take my phone, but that just made it worse because I was like then sneaking around it, and like my friends, they wouldn't let me hang out with them. And eventually they're like, we're forcing you to go to this winter retreat for my church. And I went there, and the entire sermon and the entire weekend was about finding your identity in the world and not finding your identity in Christ, and how much anxiety and depression you get whenever you are putting your identity in the world and your self-worth in the world.
Yeah.
And I just like felt like this like huge, just like, I don't even know how to describe it, like a realization. And it was kind of like I like fell to my knees, and I had people, because all my church friends, they all knew that I was like did not want to be here.
Mhm.
And I had hands on me, and it's an unbelievable experience.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable. And I came out of that with a new mindset.
Mhm.
And my parents are just like could see this new transformation in me.
Yeah.
And it was only the Lord. I know it was only the Lord that pulled me out of that.
Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's
I have obviously never been non-binary or trans. So it's interesting to hear of somebody that was non-binary and then they came out of it. And
Do you
Now
have a
you're
lot
here.
of people? So you must post about this a bit on social media, and do you have a lot of people reaching out to you, inspired or interested in your story?
Oh
And
my gosh, yes. So
Okay.
we had a big friend group whenever I was in that area of my life. And 4 of those girls are out of that did change their name, change their gender, change their sexuality, all that. And 4 of them, it was like maybe 10 of us, are pulled out of it. And it's not just them, it's so many other people that have DM'd me and have been saying like, I'm confused, but your testimony says it because I'm a Christian and I don't want to feel this way. And so I got to talk to them. Like I've had phone calls with people that
Yeah.
I've never met before.
yeah.
And I frequently share the gospel with a few people, and I send like daily Bible verses to them because I see that they are struggling,
Mhm.
and I don't want them to go down the same path at all that I went down.
that's
Wow.
awesome. I
nice.
helping them.
Well, I'm so
Well-
glad that we have voices out there talking to young people about this, because this is something we've often had exchanges or discussions about, which is like, is this a social contagion, or is it really just people finding their identity? And your story sounds like a social contagion. And so then you have to wonder, well, how do we make sure kids don't fall into the social contagion trap, particularly at an age where you're so susceptible to things, like you say, your body is changing, you're going through a lot of like hormonal adjustments, and well, you boys are in the midst of that as well. And
Mhm.
so you end up questioning things, and so if you get pushed kind of down the wrong path, you can get really out of whack.
100%. And social media is a huge contributor to that. Huge contributor. I mean, we didn't have as many people that are transgender now,
Yeah.
or like in the LGBTQ part,
Mm-hmm.
as we do now because of social media.
Yeah.
As social media has increased, so has the acceptance of this sinful lifestyle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you consider it a
Wow.
sinful lifestyle.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay.
But I'm still gonna love somebody. No, I'm a sinner myself.
Sure.
I'm a sinner myself.
We
I'm
all
never
are.
Going. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all sinners.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so we should never,
Especially
look
this
down.
one. But go ahead.
No, I'm never going to look down at somebody because they sin differently than me.
Yeah.
Because I was in their place, and I thought that what I was doing was okay,
Mhm.
and I know that they think that what they're doing is okay, and so I'm not going to look at them any differently, but I will call them out on it. But I'm not going to be judgmental, be like, "How dare you be gay?" I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna like preach the gospel, and I'm gonna say, "This is what the Lord says. I still love you. I do not think of you any differently. I don't treat you any differently. I want you to come to church, and I want you to be free."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great message.
All right.
Well,
Well,
I have a question. Obviously, right now we're at AmFest. How did you find Charlie Kirk?
What do you mean?
Like, how did you dig? Was it also on social media, or like, what do you like about
oh my
Charlie
gosh,
Kirk?
this is such a funny story. Actually, I was a huge fan of Brett Cooper about 2 years ago. So whenever I came out of the LGBTQ lifestyle and all that, I would still consider myself a liberal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found Brett Cooper, and Brett
Okay.
Cooper changed my entire perspective. And I remember Brett Cooper mentioned Charlie Kirk, and I was like, this is maybe like 2-3 years ago, and I saw his debate videos, and I was like, this guy's amazing.
Yeah.
He's awesome. And I started a Turning Point chapter at my school, and last year I started it. We had a lot of hate. We had a lot of
Oh, yeah.
hate.
Yeah.
I live
Oh,
in
yeah.
I live in a blue county, but I
Okay.
live in Texas. It's a red state, but I live in blue county, and it is terrible. It's terrible. And so we got a lot of hate. We had protesters. We have people that joke around. But then after September 10th happened, we have 138 members in our
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good.
Wow,
That's great.
that's-
That's great.
That's amazing, actually.
Does do the left-leaning chapters at your school get protests and hate?
Oh no,
What? Isn't
No.
that weird?
It's- I know. I'd say you can definitely see like there's a difference in between how we treat each other.
It's
Definitely.
almost like a party of compliance. It's almost like demanded compliance, isn't it?
Yeah, not the party of love and peace like
Yeah.
they say that they are.
What when you sort of transitioned out of the, let's say, liberal mindset or party or LGBT community, what was that like in terms of how people treated you?
I lost all my friends. I lost because like all my friends were like I obviously had a very close friend group,
Yeah.
and I was so desperate to find friends, and because of my past, I still don't have many friends because
Mhm.
people still kind of look at me that way, which is weird because I have a political conservative account.
Yeah.
And now it's like I was shunned for being a part of the LGBTQ community, but now I'm shunned because I'm a conservative, and it's kind of just like flip flop.
Mm.
Because
Mhm.
I guess
Which is worse?
oh my gosh, the right now,
Really?
right now,
Okay.
yeah, I get so much hate from,
Yeah.
and I hear all the time. I have like maybe 3 close friends,
Mm-hmm.
and they tell me all the time like, oh, they were talking about you. This person was talking about you. I stuck up with you though, and it's just like it's good hearing that I stuck up for them, but it just sucks being
Yeah.
in public high school. Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
you know you're like making an impact with that club with like 138 members now?
The amount of courage I've seen with the members and the students in our club, and I've had them tell me stories of like, oh, in this class we had somebody speak out, or our teacher was saying something and I spoke up about it, and I'm just like, what the heck? Like, and they were telling me like, it's because of you and you taught me this, and like I never would have thought that I would have ever like been in that place where I would have encouraged somebody to speak out about this.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like shows that like courage can like impact so many people, not just the people that like you're talking to, but like the people that gave you the courage.
Yeah.
I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool.
How about, so we are at AmFest, obviously, and Charlie Kirk was assassinated a few months ago. What do you think about the Turning Point kind of future without him at the head of it?
Wow, that's a deep question.
Yeah.
I don't like to think about it honestly
Okay.
because
Yeah.
it scares me. But I think right now we're getting divided.
Mm-hmm.
Conservative movement's getting divided, and that is not what needs to happen. We need to stick together.
Yeah.
That's what Charlie would have wanted. Division is the opposite of what he would have wanted. I mean, if you see every single election, whenever a party is divided, they always will lose.
Right.
And we saw those with the New York City mayoral. I mean, nobody really spoke up and got out there and tried to protest against Mamdani as much as like we know that Charlie would have.
Yeah.
And it's because we've been bickering with each other so much. And so I think Turning Point needs to lock in. They need to lock in
Yeah.
and stop dividing and
Yeah.
stop putting all this controversial stuff and just focus on the roots and focus on what Charlie would have wanted.
Do you think
Yeah.
Erica Kirk can do that?
Oh, yes. Yes, I think that she can. I think it's going to take some time, but she's very, very strong woman. I think she's going to need some help. Obviously, I don't think she can do it by herself,
Yep.
but I think that she has a good clump of people that will all rise up together.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think to your
And a
point, it
strong
is
community too.
That's right. Well, there's a lot of great people here this week that are coming together, as I think Charlie would have hoped and wished in his legacy. But it is certainly disheartening to see some elements of the Conservative Party fracturing. At the end of the day, you need to win elections to get your policies into place. And to your point, like we just elected essentially a socialist, aka communist, in New York as the mayor.
Mhm.
Minnesota is falling apart.
Yeah.
The poly markets show Democrats 80% chance likelihood to win back the Congress next year,
Ooh.
and so the trends need to swing back.
That's why we're doing the Reawaken Tour also, so
Mhm.
that we can continue Charlie's legacy and continue discussing with people.
Yeah, tell us more about the Awaken Tour.
Reawaken
Tour. Sorry.
Yes, it's with Taylor Sharp. I know y'all know Taylor
Mhm.
Sharp.
Yeah.
And James Owen, he's the founder and the CEO of it.
Okay.
And then there's Fabrizio. And me, we're going to go to not just colleges, but high schools.
Okay.
Because high schools are getting so involved in politics now. I mean, I know y'all are not in high school yet, right?
Not
No.
yet.
But
Next year.
next,
But-
wow,
Yeah.
good luck. You're like, the amount of political talk that is like increased since September 10th
Mhm.
is insane.
Right.
There's like so many comments, and so we're going to high schools now, and we're also going to go to colleges, and we're going to talk with them and discuss with them like Charlie did. We don't want to necessarily debate them in a sense, but we want to talk with them and get their mindset, because like Charlie said, division is the opposite of what America needs. Division leads to civil war. When people
Yeah.
stop talking, divorces happen. Whenever people stop talking, civil wars happen, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm.
So we want to keep talking, and they're going to try and shut us up, but we're not going to shut up. We're not going to. They murdered our leader, but we're not going to shut up. We're going
Yeah.
to continue this.
I love that. I love that. Well, it takes a lot of courage too, because they
My parents are very scared.
literally,
Yeah.
they really assassinated him in public, and
That's just how dark they actually are.
yeah, I mean, we see it as if you're on social media, you know, but we get just unbelievable gross comments about Charlie, memes, different things, and it's just tasteless.
I have a question though. Do y'all see the comments? Do you let them see the comments?
Oh yeah, I promise you, he does not hide everything from us. We see the comments. A lot of
Yeah, we
people
do.
think we don't see them, but we see them. We see them. We actually want to see them, and often it's disgusting what people say, but often we find it kind of funny that these people say these awful things, right? From like and then meanwhile we picture them, right? And they're probably just kids that are sitting behind the desk at home in their mom's basement,
Eating
just
ice cream.
like, oh my gosh, I hate these guys.
It's just like the South Park character,
Like-
right? Like,
Yeah, we like I don't know if y'all know who like Celia is, Allie, that's
Yeah.
conservative. We have a group chat where we will send comments and we will just laugh at them because
Yeah.
they're just like, who do they like? They think
do
that
they
these
think
hurt
they-
us. They think that like, of course, like at first it was kind of like, oh, that's mean, but then it's like now it's like this is ridiculous. Like I'm actually speaking out. Like you guys are speaking out. You're
Yeah.
actually making a difference. We're
Mhm.
making a difference. They aren't. They're just leaving a comment that takes like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's wild. It is wild, the social media universe. But why don't we wrap things up? And as we do that, could you tell us a little bit more about how do we find you?
I'm on Instagram and TikTok at Hazel's Truth.
Okay.
And I try to post once a day. I talk about what's going on in the world, and I like to do fact checks a lot.
Okay.
I like to do fact
Ooh.
checks a lot.
Nice.
That's what I focus on. Hazel's Truth. I focus on the truth in everything.
Nice.
I like to do Instagram more. Instagram's my favorite.
Okay.
TikTok's very, very liberal, and it's
Yeah.
it's scary the DMs I get.
Yeah.
But I'm on TikTok and Instagram with Hazel's Truth.
Okay, nice. Well, we'll drop those into the description, but hopefully people can find you. And you've got an amazing story, really
Yeah.
interesting. And we appreciate you out talking, speaking truth, and helping other young people work through these times, because it's tricky. These are weird times for young people to grow up in these kind of social contagion age. But yeah, anyway, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you so much
thank
for
you.
having me. This is great.